Right, hey guys, how we doing? Back another video from Giguk on his second channel, Gaunt, and today we are going to be checking out, ranking every anime in fall 2022. So I reckon what he's gone and done here is gone back and rewatched everything and then ranked it from the previous season. So, I don't know, let's get into it, shall we? I'm doing a bit of catching up myself.
And you know my content at all. I am not a fan of slice of life. I'm not a fan of cute girls doing cute things.
Right,
I
okay, I
am
don't believe you.
not a fan of moe shows. And I think
Oh, Bocchi the Rock. I need to watch that, man.
Hello,
Hi. What's going on?
Gamers. Let me tell you what I've been doing this past week.
What have you been doing?
Catching up on everything
Right,
I wanted to catch up on in this past year, so that I can make my best of anime 2022 list.
Sweet.
Coming out in January.
All right.
But before that,
So that's gonna be soon,
I thought
then.
it would be fun just to talk about this recent fall season. Now that it's almost basically over, I think this fall season was definitely the strongest season of anime we had this year. So
Oh, wow,
what
okay.
I thought it'd be fun to do to start off with is just to make a tier list of all the anime that I watched in fall 2022 and
Nice.
give my opinions on it. I think the biggest difference between
Tier
this year
list.
and last year in terms of anime is that last year we had a lot of new exciting anime. We had a lot of anime originals. We had
Mate, Mushoku Tensei is something else.
a lot of new franchises coming out, and I feel like this was the year for the really hard-hitting sequels and the big franchise sequels.
Okay.
But we are starting with Akiba Maid Wars.
Oh,
now,
mate.
If you don't know about Akiba
I need to watch this. It seems awesome, and I reckon he's going to put this quite high. It looks so absurd.
Maid Wars, it's made by PA Works, and it's kind of like a homage to like Yakuza movies, except
With
it's
maids.
done with maids.
Yeah,
in
looks
Akihabara.
boss.
That
Looks
was
boss.
it. That's it. S tier, S tier. Everyone's shooting for S tier. My honest opinion about Akiba Maid Wars: PA Works has made two really out there anime this year. First was Akiba Maid Wars, and second was your boy Kongming. Both had
Oh,
like,
mate, that looked class
really
as well.
weird ass concepts and weird ass things going on in it. I'm going to say I preferred Petty Picome like more than Akiba Maid Wars.
Okay.
I think the middle of Akiba Maid Wars kind of dragged on because one of the big things is that I really enjoyed like the first two episodes, and then it kind of lost its charm. The big difference for me with Akiba Maid Wars and your boy Kongming, Petty Picome had like the music aspect to it, which is what I've really enjoyed, and seeing the progression of this singer becoming popular.
It seems class. Like I need to check these shows out. I've been doing a lot of catching up these last couple of weeks, so I will get round to these things.
Akiba Maid Wars didn't have something throughout its entire run that really like hooked me. I liked the more serious storyline at the end, but at the end of the day, after the first two episodes, I just didn't find it that funny. That's just a me.
Bit repetitive
So
on the
I'm gonna
joke.
give this one a B tier. I enjoyed it. It wasn't bad. I feel like with some wacky premises, if it doesn't do something interesting outside of that wacky premise, then I'm going to get a little bit bored of it.
Yeah, like Darwin's Game. I remember watching Darwin's Game and thinking that was boss for a few episodes, and then it just got stupid and I hated it. And
This is something else that hooks me, so I'm gonna give it a B tier. It's still a good show. Arknights. As we all know,
What's
my
this?
fellow gacha gamers, gacha games are now getting anime adaptations. We've seen the Genshin adaptations. We've had some very bad
looks good, that.
gacha adaptations in the past.
What is
The only
Arknights?
good ones I can think
I
of
don't think
were
I've heard of it.
basically all Fate Go. Arknights wasn't bad. I came in thinking that this was going to fucking suck. And I think it was my low expectations coming into it that made Arknights a bit more surprising for me. It was way better than what I thought it was going to be, because this adapted what I think is the worst part of the story in Arknights.
Oh.
Because let's be honest, most people skipped the beginning few chapters of the Arknight story because
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was cliche
I
as well.
skipped the whole thing.
animation was better than what I thought it was going to be. They handled the story better than what I thought it was going to be. So I kind of enjoyed Arknights. I don't know. Maybe that's just my fucking gacha game, and maybe like gacha has just broken my game. Sorry, maybe gacha has just
broken your game.
my mind. I enjoyed this more than I thought I would. Would I recommend this to anyone who has not played Arknights? Hell no.
Oh,
Would
okay,
I even
fair,
recommend
right.
this to people who casually are into Arknights? Probably not.
Oh, wow.
Connor was really into Arknights. He was way more into Arknights than me. And I still would not recommend this to him. I want to rate this a C, but I think in terms of enjoyment,
D?
it's a low B for me.
Oh,
I'm
alright.
gonna go B for broke, because that's what Arknights made us all. I'm a gacha degenerate. I'm broke as f. It's
Alright.
going in B. I think this one is Beast Tamers.
Beast Tamers, right.
This one's an easy C. Like, when people talk about mid, this is the definition
That's it.
of mid.
Right.
Heliophar Princess.
What was
I'll be
that?
honest, I also was unimpressed by this one. This one kind of
Don't
like
think I
failed
heard
to
of it.
grab me. I don't know if I'm just not the target audience for this, or if it was just a bad adaptation. It just felt like discount bookworm. Didn't
okay.
really enjoy it that much, and I don't know if it's the adaptation's fault or if it's the source material, because I am not familiar with
Not
the
versed
source
with it, right.
material. But this also goes into the C tier. Now, we get to the first big show. How do you feel about
I still haven't watched any of it. I still haven't watched any Bleach, man. I think I'm gonna wait until like it starts coming back, because they've taken a break, haven't they? And then yeah.
Bleach, guys? How do we feel about Bleach? You know what this re-release of Bleach made me realize? Holy shit, Bleach fans are dedicated as f.
Oh, okay.
I did not realize that Bleach fans were this dedicated to their cause. Is it just me, where before this new Bleach anime came out, everyone loved to fucking dunk on Bleach, and then finally, when this
it's
came
back,
out,
right.
everyone, Bleach
Yeah.
was like suddenly cool again.
Sure.
Like, Bleach was suddenly peak.
Yeah, I don't think I saw a single bad thing being said about it as it was airing, man.
Did not realize it was the top number one
Whoa.
ranked anime on now. Yo, what the f? We've
Amazing.
beaten the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood fans. At what cost? I've always been very vocal about my criticism of Bleach. There's a lot about Bleach that I feel dropped the ball midway through the Rankar arc,
Okay.
and the Fullbringer arc.
Fullbringer arc was a bit weird.
Pretty bad, but I remember reading the manga of the Thousand-Year Blood War arc, and I remember thinking, damn, like the beginning of this, it goes
Yeah,
hard.
very
It's the
much
latter
so.
half of this arc where I really feel like this arc of Bleach started to falter. Having said that, this anime goes fucking hard, and I forgot how hard Bleach could go.
Right. Like, isn't as well, because Kubo is involved with helping the running of this show, isn't there going to be like anime only scenes added in the next bit? But because Kubo's in, it'll like add more. Am I talking rubbish?
I think this is one of the best animated shows Studio Pierrot have done.
From what I've seen,
Every
it looks
episode
awesome.
has
Jesus.
that, like S-tier animation.
Wow.
Holy f. I did not know that they were capable of this consistent high quality. It's fucking insane. The soundtrack is insane as well. I mean, the soundtrack of Bleach is something cannot be criticized. Bleach soundtrack goes fucking hard, okay? It's always gone
Yeah,
hard. Holy
has-
shit.
yeah.
This has just reminded me, just like how fucking cool Bleach is in general. It's got so much style. It's just got that fucking drip. Bleach has more style than everyone. The character design
Hell,
still
yeah.
is
Oh, the
fucking
character
hard.
designs are
I
amazing.
think this season at the moment is going insane as hell. I'm going to give it a high A tier. It's
Nice.
not S yet, just because I want to see how it handles the second half of this
Yeah,
arc.
yeah.
If it's able to fix some of the issues I had with the manga going into the second half of this arc, then it will be an S tier. Anime original Endium Copium. I'm coping, man. I'm fucking coping. Moving on though, Blue Lock. I've always wanted a football.
Is this
We've had
actually worth
football
watching?
animes before.
Right, is this right? He's gonna say, isn't he? He's gonna say.
But I've never found a football anime that I've really enjoyed. I thought for the longest time that part of the reason for that was because in comparison to like basketball anime or something, like a football team just has too many plays that you need to give attention to. I was proved absolutely wrong this year because we had not one great football anime this year. We had two great football anime
Wow.
this year. Blue Lock puts away like realistic settings and just gives you pure understilled.
Yeah, it does seem a bit
hype. I enjoy
over the top.
Blue
Like,
Lock
I think
so
I'll like
much.
it. All right,
I'm
cool.
a footy fan. It's an A tier.
Nice.
As well.
All right,
Before
cool.
You can come off and kill me.
Whoa.
It's not as good as Bleach. Okay, don't worry. I'm putting Bleach at a high A. Okay, guys. Blue Lock is just
Whoa.
so much fun. I
Whoa.
love the fact that they did away with the typical sports anime structure of, oh guys, let's go to national, guys. Oh yeah, let's win with the power of friendship. Oh, we're going to nationals. No, what I
Yay.
like is they specifically said we are going to win the World Cup, and this is how we're going to win the World Cup, and let's just put all of this setting in a tournament arc. Why do more sports anime not do this? And what I like
Premise
is
seems
it
boss,
explores
though.
an aspect of sports that not many other sports anime explore, which is this idea of having to be selfish. Most of the top strikers need to have a certain amount of selfishness to them, otherwise they wouldn't shine as brightly as they do. Chainsaw Man!
Yo, this was awesome. I forgot this was last season. Chainsaw Man's anime was boss. I loved it and I can't wait for it to come back.
I'd be lying if I put it anywhere but S tier.
Yeah.
But Giggle, you put it above Bleach. Oh my god, I can't believe Giggle put it above Bleach.
Yes, I enjoyed Chainsaw Man more than Bleach. So fucking sue me, okay? This is why I can't fucking talk about shonen now that I'm on every Bleach fan. Yeah, this is just a preference thing. I think
So
I
good.
enjoyed Chainsaw Man more than Bleach, and I just enjoyed Chainsaw Man a ton anyway. But something like Chainsaw Man, it's still early days, right? It's still early days. I don't think Chainsaw Man is nearly reached its peak at all. It's like a low S tier. It's not like a high S tier. It's a low S tier. The reason is it's a low S tier is that we're literally like just beginning. But with what we've been shown so far, I compare the beginning of Chainsaw Man to like the first 12 episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen. I compare it to the first 12 episodes of My Hero Academia
Interesting.
and some of the other hype shonens, and it has burst onto the scene, in my opinion, a lot faster than previous shonens. Had an impossible amount of hype to meet. Did it meet the hype? Of course it wasn't. It was never going to meet that hype with just 12 episodes. Chainsaw Man immediately blew up. It had a pretty good attempt at meeting that hype. I think the first 8 episodes of Chainsaw Man were pretty formulaic shonen. And then there's a big fucking turn, and I feel like at that turn is where we truly saw the type of story this was going to become. The action was fucking insane. I think Mappa knocked it out of the park.
They really did.
I think
They did a
that
great
the
job.
Complaints about CG was overblown. Bleach fans, I'll give you
Definitely.
a W. I think the action scenes in Bleach are better, but I feel like almost every aspect of Chainsaw Man just looks fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, I felt like the action at parts in Chainsaw Man was not as impressive as it could have been, but yeah, everything else was class. Like him versus the Katana, Demon Devil, Katana Man. I thought that could have been better.
Having read what's been adapted so far and having watched the anime, both take this story that's been written and both use their medium to the fullest potential. Tatsuki Fujimoto is a f***ing genius for using paneling the way he does. He does a lot of things in the Chainsaw Man manga which I feel can't be replicated in the anime.
It's difficult,
then the
isn't
anime
it?
doesn't replicate them. The anime goes its own path and it tries to do its own thing without missing the big story beats of the core story. And it uses anime to its full potential, in my opinion. And that's Chainsaw Man. It is
Some of the camera shots they
S-tier
decided to do,
production in pretty
camera
much
shots,
every way possible.
were cool.
It's insane that it has like 12 different fucking endings.
Yeah.
What the hell? Moving on, B, do it yourself.
I've heard
We've
really
got
good things about this.
Another slice of life show. This one is a slice of life show that a bunch of girls who do it themselves. Something about
DIY,
this
like,
just fucking
club, isn't it?
appealed to me, and I don't know what it is. This show appealed to my dad energy.
What's that in
because
D tier?
I don't normally like
Thought it
slice of
skipped
life
some.
shows at all, but I really enjoyed seeing cute girls. Normally, I don't like cute girls doing cute things, so this one surprised me a lot. Maybe I'm just reaching that age where seeing people do woodwork and
It's fun.
homemade stuff was just very, very calming. One thing that I've really enjoyed about this, I really like the art style. Because if something
does
looks
look
too moe, it kind of
different.
puts me off. This one felt a bit more like Eizouken. Not exactly
Oh,
Eizouken,
alright.
but it was more that kind of direction. And I feel like that was one of the big selling points for me because I've seen too many like overly moe character designs. If they had looked like that, I probably would have enjoyed this way less than I would have. Alright, moving on. Eminence in the shadows.
Is this
yeah, we got
good?
Isekai, guys. Alright, guys, I'm gonna go
Concepts
full
class,
Isekai
but...
trash man for a second. Fucking love this show.
Oh, okay.
It's so much fun. It's so unapologetic with what it is. Would I say this is a good show? Honestly, I don't know. Isekai has rotted my brain so much, I genuinely can't tell if this is like
Good
a
or not.
good show or if I'm just enjoying it too much.
Right.
It's a show that's so unapologetic with what it is and what it's about. It's everything that I love in an isekai. Oh my fucking god. For those of you who haven't seen, every time the main protagonist speaks English, it is a fucking S tier scene.
Yeah.
There's a very fine line between cringe and cool. And every time the main protagonist speaks English, it fucking strides that line. But
okay.
it cracks me up every
What's the
time.
dub like,
There's
though?
two scenes. One where he says, I need more power. It just, remembering that scene just cracked me up so much. But the GOAT scene, the real fucking S tier scene, is the I am atomic scene. If you're not watching Isekai, you're not gonna fucking watch this. Okay, I'm just gonna fucking tell you what the scene's about. I was telling this to Sydney, okay, because I needed to tell someone about this. He realized he could be the top martial artist of all time. He could still, if an atomic bomb dropped in Japan, there's nothing he could do. He felt the limits to humanity. So then he gets reincarnated to a fantasy world, and he gets Isekai, and then he, you know, it's a world where magic exists. I can't even describe the scene without cracking up. And so he realizes that in this fantasy world, he can now become more powerful. He has magic, okay? He can become the entity that he dreamed of becoming. The answer to him to defeat the atomic bomb is for him to become an atomic bomb himself.
What?
It's so fucking stupid.
What?
It's amazing. This is a B tier. Probably an A tier if I went for enjoyment, but it's alright. Moving on. We have the Berserk movie.
Right, I didn't watch this. Is this
I
good?
haven't actually watched this one, but I have seen all of the movies, which I think is the same thing, right? I'm gonna talk about this as if it is the Berserk movies. I really liked the Berserk Golden Age Arc adaptation. My big problem with the Berserk adaptation
I need to watch
was that
this.
it did not have enough time with the characters themselves. I think the Eclipse was done better in the movies than it was the TV series.
Okay.
Everything
I've not watched
that,
any kind of
I
anime
thought
version
was
of
better
Berserk,
in
man.
the original Berserk TV series. If I were to rate the movies, I would also put it at like B.
Yeah, like I've not watched any anime adaptations of Berserk whatsoever. And I think I should, so I know what everyone's talking about, because like even Super Eye Patch Wolf's got what happened with the Berserk 2016 anime, hasn't he? And it's like I don't get what everyone's complaining about, because the manga's just such a masterpiece. But
I'll be honest, I didn't watch it, and I haven't heard anyone really talk about it.
I haven't heard anyone talk about it either,
that's why
though.
I didn't really go out my way to watch it. But if it's based on the Golden Age Arc adaptations that the movies did, then yeah, it's around a B tier. Is it as good as the manga? Hell no, it's not. Is it even as good as the original TV series? I would not agree. I think the TV series did Berserk well enough. Golden Kamuy Season 4, haven't seen.
Okay.
This one, haven't seen. Alright, let's just go to what I want to talk about.
I need to
Mob
watch Golden
Psycho
Kamuy.
Season
Yo,
3. I
yo.
remember
Mob Psycho Season 3 was absolutely incredible. I loved it. The ending was amazing. Holy crap, man. What an anime.
when Mob 3 was announced, I remember saying this previously, but I couldn't see really where the story was gonna go. And I remember saying that I didn't see a necessity in Mob Psycho Season 3 at all. And
Oh, yes, that it was needed, man. When you get into it and what they do with the story and what they do with Mob. Oh.
I think I was partially right. Mob Psycho Season 3 to me felt like a 12 episode long epilogue. I don't think it eclipsed Season 2. I think Season 2 is fucking peak.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking incredible. Do I think it's necessary? Yes, I think it's
Yeah,
necessary.
yeah.
Watching Mob Season 3, I don't think it necessarily needed to be 12 episodes. In the same way that I don't think a lot of Season 3 to me felt like fluff. There are some really, really good moments in Season 3, but was it as full and action-packed?
No,
as Season
alright,
2?
I agree
No,
with you on that.
it wasn't
I
at
agree
all.
with you on
But
that.
what I will say is that the moments that did go hard and the moments that did hit proved why Mob Psycho is one of the greatest anime
it's incredible.
of all time, in my opinion. I'm very happy to eat my words and say I was wrong when I say Season 3 was not needed. Season 3 was definitely needed. I couldn't think of a
Dimple
more
Man.
perfect way to end Mob Psycho. It's been so long since I've seen a show close itself off so perfectly. Mob Psycho.
The ending was
an
brilliant.
easy S tier for me.
Ending was
Like
brilliant.
Chainsaw Man, Mob Psycho had an S tier production through and through.
Mm-hmm.
I can't begin to say how rare that is. This is the adaptation that manga dreamed of. Moving on, Fufuija. I think
Fufuija, what's this?
This one's a very, very solid show. I'm gonna put this at B tier.
Oh.
It's a solid romance. I don't know if my mind's just been f***ing poisoned because I see a nice solid romance and I'm like, we need something spiced up. Come on, guys, come on. Can't just have a nice vanilla romance. Get the f out of here. Get out of here. It's got a little bit of spice because the premise revolves around Japan having a school where they have like mock marriages and, you know, you have to like pretend to be a fucking married couple and stuff like that.
Okay.
It has the potential to improve in later seasons as we get more of the story. But right now, it's a solid show. I'll give it like a solid B. Just give me more spice. Where's the not related by blood little sister character? I'm joking.
No.
Moving on. My Hero Academia.
I haven't
season
even watched season
6.
5,
Anyone
man.
watching My Hero Academia season 6? I dropped My Hero Academia like halfway through season 5, and then I didn't watch My
okay.
Hero Academia for a very, very long time. I am now completely caught up to My Hero Academia season 6. It is the best that My Hero Academia has been in a very long time. It's a
okay.
low end. The recent arc
Maybe I need to
is the best
catch up.
that it's been in a very, very long time. And this is coming from someone who fell out of love with My Hero Academia. Anyone who stopped watching My Hero Academia, I totally get it because I did the same thing. The reason I picked it back up was that I heard from manga readers that this next arc was going to go hard. In a sense, they were right. This is the best.
Yeah, they do a lot with
that's
the
been
villains,
for a
don't they,
very,
in
very
this
long
part?
time. Having said that, if this is My Hero Academia at its peak, to me, watching this arc made me realize how much better other shonen shows are doing right now.
Oh, wow. You know, no one, like, absolutely no one talks about My Hero Academia anymore. Maybe you get that one. So there was that one moment that was floating around with Dabby with the reveal of who he was and all the Endeavor stuff and everything. But other than that, I didn't see anyone sharing anything else about it.
I will say it's gotten to a point this season felt like everyone was involved. Absolutely everyone. It wasn't just the characters in the high school where everyone in the hero organization got involved. It was kind of like the build up of all of the previous seasons. All of the villains had their character build up and everything like that. One thing that bothered me a bit was how OP they made Shigaraki. They made him like stupid.
Okay.
I really enjoyed his backstory, and I feel like for the longest time since the event with
He is
All Might
interesting.
and All for One, it felt like My Hero Academia was missing a big villain, and then Shigaraki had to step up to the plate to be that big villain. He went from just being a normal villain to a really stupidly OP villain overnight. It felt like this season it felt like it was a culmination of all the previous seasons. Felt like the best My Hero Academia has been in a long time, but still felt like a step below what other shows are doing. And I don't know what more it can do. I just think it's a step below. They have put ample time into the characters. At this moment, Deku is just the most uninteresting protagonist. I feel less and less invested in Deku the more seasons go on.
I do remember feeling like season 1, you're all on board with Deku, blah blah blah. But then as it's going on, there's more interesting stuff going on than the main character.
It's funny because this season I'm like, I kind of like Bakugo more. Why is he not the fucking protagonist, man? I'm still gonna keep watching My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia to me has become my modern Bleach.
I mean, Joyride Entertainment proved that you could switch up the story and have Bakugo as the main character. Well, for as long as they could. That worked really well.
I complain about it every time, but like Bleach, I'm going to stick with it till the end. I'm way too deep in. Moving on.
I mean, 6 seasons is a lot, isn't it?
These are all just like mid-show. Pop Team Epic. Pop Team Epic.
I haven't watched second season.
It's a solid show. Pop Team Epic is just it's a solid show at this point. I never go out of my way to watch Pop Team Epic. Pop Team Epic is the kind of show I watch when I'm eating something and I just need to put something on in the background.
Yeah.
It's a solid show. Gives me laughs. To me, I don't like it that much. It's just a solid show for me. Japanese Family Guy.
Interesting.
Is that a praise or is that an insult? I
God.
don't know. All right, moving on.
Ravens of the Inner Palace.
Let's put this up. B tier or A tier?
What's that
I'm gonna put
one?
this at beta.
What's
I
that
think this
about?
is a really, really underrated show. Personally, it didn't appeal to me too much on like a personal enjoyment level, which is why I'm putting it at the beta. But I think it's a highly, highly underrated show. One thing that didn't really grab me was that the fact that it had like the time period it takes place in doesn't really interest me too much. It's like kind of like a court drama kind of thing. I was going to say this kind of show would really appeal to my mum. My mum's soap
what?
operas were like the old historical Chinese soap operas.
Oh, okay.
Alright, moving on.
Was this good?
Reincarnated
Was this worth
as
it?
A sword.
I've heard
this
it's
one
alright.
is a low B tier for me.
Oh,
I actually
okay.
didn't enjoy this one as much as I thought I would.
Right.
I think because I enjoyed Eminence in the Shadows so
Right.
much, it brought my enjoyment of
Down,
Reincarnated as
right.
a sword down for me. It's on the higher level of the isekai tier list if you compare it to like the generic, here's your generic isekai of the season. It's better than that. Would I go out my way to recommend this to everyone? No. But it's an enjoyable watch. All it's missing is if there's a scene where the sword turns into an atomic bomb, then I'll be interested again. Then I'll be like, okay, you have my attention. No
Fair
atomic
enough.
bomb? What's the point? Does he speak really bad English? No, he doesn't. Rene Flop.
What's
How
that?
much do we rate the culture in this one, guys? This one was a flop. It's D tier
Oh.
for me. It feels like to me, ecchi shows have gotten to a point where basic ass ecchi just doesn't do it anymore. What the f am I saying? Oh my god. You know, if you're gonna give me like a vanilla ecchi with some of the shit that anime is produced now, it just doesn't stand out much anymore. I think Studio Passion have just completely broken the ecchi genre. How
Passion.
can any other ecchi series compete? Studio Passion literally made this? Oh shit, I forgot that they made this. Moving on then. Shinobi no Itoki.
No, is this
Really?
This is in my queue list, and I can't remember why on Crunchyroll. So this is gonna just help me decide whether I bin it or I keep it there.
Really wanted to like this. I remember saying that the first two episodes just seemed like a lot of fun, and then it didn't really continue that train for me. It was like so stupid, right? Because everyone's getting mad at the protagonist for doing like stupid shit and stuff like that. And because he was like secretly part of a ninja clan, and everyone was like trying to assassinate him and everything like that. But I'm just like, why the f would you be part of a secret ninja clan and you not try to train your fucking son or have them go to ninja school to begin with? Is
Right.
it a D tier? No, it's better than some of these other shows. It was a bit more fun. I'll put it at like a C tier.
Low C.
Moving on, Spy.
I only watched the first
Family.
episode of this.
I would put Spy Family in. Spy Family for me is an A tier. There's
okay.
never been
A lot of
point
people said a lot of
where
good things
Spy
about it.
Family has like fucking blown me away. Spy Family is always just consistently awesome. If I'm having a bad day, if I'm feeling bad, I just put on an episode of Spy X Family. It's nice, it's wholesome. I come out of every episode feeling fucking good about myself. I feel good, I feel wholesome. It maintains that level of consistency throughout its entire run, in my opinion. I gotta give it praise for that, because I was afraid that I was going to get bored of Spy X Family. They managed to make it never feel stale. I don't have too much to say about it, other than it's just a really good show. If you need a
fair.
dose of
Alright,
wholesomeness in your life, if you just need to fucking smile and feel happy, just watch Spy,
Spy
X
Family,
Family, man.
right.
Moving on to the last few. Talking about Netflix killing off shows, JoJo Part 6. Now,
I'm sorry, I loved it. I thought part 6 was boss. It was annoying that they broke up the episodes into 3 parts and they had to wait, but I loved the ending. I thought it was cool, and yeah, mate, the ending credit scene where it's like pays homage to like all the other parts leading up, and it plays bloody roundabout at the end.
Now, who has watched JoJo Part 6, or who's forgotten that JoJo Part 6 is out? JoJo Part 6, to me, it's A tier. Now that I've caught up with JoJo Part 6, is it my favorite JoJo part?
No.
No, it is not. I would say that Part 5 is still my favorite JoJo part. Now that
Part
I've
3 is
seen
my
all the
favorite.
Anime, by the way, I'm not a manga reader. I'm purely anime only.
Yeah.
Part 5 gets the consistency, but if I had to say where I think peak JoJo is the latter half of Part 4. I heard a lot about Part 7. Part 5 it's just JoJo. It's good. The ending was interesting. I'd heard snippets about the ending of Part 6, and it really felt like the ending of Part 6 was kind of like a farewell to JoJo in a sense.
It is, really.
Like, without spoiling what happened. It felt like something new is going to be around the corner now. It makes me very, very excited for what happens in Part 7.
Yeah, I've gone and read the first chapter of part 7, and I'm very, very intrigued to see, as a reset, characters with same names from previous. Yeah.
It kind of feels like it might be taking a new kind of avenue or something, or it might be taking a new route. I don't know. I think Bocchi was a very, very interesting villain.
He was a very
I just think
interesting
there are
villain.
more interesting villains in JoJo. Oh, sorry, not Pucci. I don't know why I said Bocchi. I really enjoyed
It's Father
Jolene
Pucci, yeah.
as a character. I thought this season had some really.
It's cool to see Joe
really
throwback as
interesting
well.
stands. I could tell Araki was going off the fucking balls with some of these ideas, with some of these stand battles, man. What I will say though, now that part 6 was over, I didn't see anything that was more OP than Gold Experience Requiem. What the fuck was he doing during all of part 6? Man?
Yeah.
JoJo part 6. Well worth a watch. Oh, I forgot to mention, once again, I fucking love what David Production does with the opening every time there's like a major plot event. Somewhere in part 6, they mix up the opening. I fucking love it every time I do that. I'm not going to spoil when. You need to watch the opening if you watch
Class.
JoJo part
So
6.
good.
Let me just say, the ending song of the final episode was just... Oh,
Yes.
man. That hit, man. God, that hit so hard. Only a few shows left. To Your Eternity, Season 2. Season 1 of To Your Eternity was incredible.
It's not finished though. It's ongoing, isn't it? I'm sure it's still ongoing.
As one of the strongest
great,
opening
though.
episodes of anime I've like seen. Like if you watch that opening episode of To Your Eternity and you don't feel anything, I would think that you're a robot or something. It hits fucking hard. Season 2 of To Your Eternity has been a disappointment so far. It's not a bad show. Season 1 emotionally hit super
I mean,
hard.
yeah,
I showed
season 1 is more
it
emotional.
several times during like many points of season 1. I haven't really felt much during season 2. I felt like a little bit sad, but it's definitely not been nearly as emotional as season 1 was.
Hey, me
Moving on,
personally, but
Urusei
yeah.
Yatsura.
Oh, was this good?
Yeah, it's a high B. I'm
Okay.
enjoying this a lot.
Because it's a
as well.
remake,
I
isn't
think
it?
they're doing a really, really good job remaking this. If you
Yeah.
want to look at an old anime and you want a case study about how to remake it, I think this one should definitely be on your list because I really like how they've modernized the style while still making it feel like a very good classic anime. Obviously, there's going to be tropes that's going to be a little bit cliche and
Yes.
stuff like that because
Okay.
it is a very, very old anime, and you see that with Urusei Yatsura. This is like kind of like the birthplace of waifu culture in general. I think Lam is not only like the first waifu, but also the first tsundere as well. There are some things that feel a little bit dated, but it still feels very enjoyable. All right, Bocchi the Rock. If you know me and you know my
I've heard a lot of good things about this, and I think this is something that I've put this on my queue. It's on my queue. I am going to watch this at some point.
content at all. I am not a fan of slice of life. I'm not a fan of cute girls doing cute things. I am not a fan
I mean, we saw
of moe
at the
shows,
intro,
but I
we put it
think-
in S, so there you go. Down.
Bocchi the Rock has been my biggest surprise in anime all year. I
Cool.
did not expect to come into this show liking it. I didn't even expect to come into this show really finding it entertaining at all. I thought I would get another case where it's a K-On! Show. I think that Bocchi the Rock is possibly the best slice of life show I've ever seen. This has been the biggest plot twist of the year for me. I did not expect to like Bocchi the Rock as much as I did. The
Fair.
one show to me that really convinced me what is magical about the medium of animation wasn't Chainsaw Man, wasn't Mob Psycho, it was Bocchi. And the reason for that is the way they use animation to convey some of these feelings it hits you in a way that can't be conveyed in any other way but animation. One
Cool.
of the
Like, I've seen that, like, they use lots of different animation styles for the way she acts. And I think that's really cool, going out there and putting that extra effort in to, you know, do extra animation styles. I think that's really cool.
reason I love it so much, we've seen a lot of aspects of like Bocchi the Rock before. We've had shows about introverts, you know, we've had like Komi-san, we've had like Aharen, we've literally had a show called like Hitori Bocchi, I think. They've all tackled like similar aspects of like someone with like crippling social anxiety. Every time I see Bocchi have like this her own like anxiety episode, and the way that they use animation to convey what she's going through, it relates on you to a personal level, is so relatable of all, it actually is kind of painful. You know,
Damn,
one thing I
alright.
really enjoyed is that they're f***ing giving a shit about the music as
Oh,
well.
wow,
The music
okay, cool.
It's actually really f***ing good in this show.
Class.
I'm absolutely gonna get hate for this. Bocchi the Rock is everything I wanted K-On! To be. Everything that I didn't like about K-On! Was because everything I was looking for was in Bocchi the Rock. And I'm not saying that they're the same show. I'm not at all. Everything that I wanted to be in K-On! Just happened to be in Bocchi the Rock. Because they're two different shows, in my opinion. I never, ever, ever thought I would put a slice of life show on the S tier. But I'm glad that Bocchi the Rock's there. Bocchi the Rock is an S tier, guys. Do you know what scares me the most? If a slice of life show needs to be this good in order for me to like it, I'm just never gonna like another slice of life show in my life. That's how high they've set the bar for me here. Last
that is a high bar.
Gundam The Witch
This is on my
from
queue as well.
Mercury. This
I really want to watch
is
this.
the Gundam I've been waiting for.
Oh, okay,
So
there we go.
far,
Go check
it's
this out.
f***ing delivering. I'm enjoying Gundam The Witch from Mercury so much. And right now, I'm not going to speak too soon. I'm going to put it at A tier,
Okay.
depending on how the rest of the show
Oh, so it's still
develops.
ongoing. Interesting.
It could jump up into S tier, you know, depending on how the second half goes. Right now, it's definitely like a solid A tier. It's been so long since I've been as excited for Mecha as Gundam The Witch from Mercury has made me. I'm gonna say it again, it's just nice seeing 2D mechs. It's brought me back into when I first got into anime and stuff like that.
Gundam
because
Wing.
like the last mecha show that
Oh,
I was really
86.
excited about was 86. I like the writing for
Do you know what, right? I've just realised I went on to Crunchyroll and I haven't finished 86. I've still got 4 episodes left. There must have been like a break or something that I didn't like realise. So I need to finish that. And then there's a video about Mother's Basement that going on about 86. So February I'll probably be checking that out at some point.
86, but something about the 3D spiders it just doesn't hit the same as seeing 2D Gundams again, you know? I'm gonna hold off my opinion on Gundam The Witch from Mercury before I've seen all of it, but please, if you're a new anime fan and you didn't grow up in the same era as like me, watching Gurren Lagann, Code Geass, Gundam 00 or Gundam Wing or something like that, if you've never seen a Gundam in my life, please watch Gundam The Witch from Mercury. This should be the Gundam that gets new fans into Gundam.
Okay.
I've been a bit disappointed actually with how many people are watching it, because I look at the list on my anime list and it's so f***ing low down. Please, more people watch it.
I'm going
It's
to
a
check
really,
it out.
really good show. But that has been my tier list for the top anime in fall 2022. Did you agree with it? Did you disagree with it?
I
Are you a
mean-
Bleach fan? Please, I need to know your opinion in the comment section. Can't wait for all the salt. Anyway, that's it from me today.
Amazing.
I've been Gigok, and I'll see you all next time.
Genshin Impact content. Cool. Like, quite a few of those on there that I've not watched, but it does help me decide on what to catch up with in the future. I mean, I'm currently watching as well Dan Machi as it's releasing Revenger. I'm up to date with Revenger. That's actually worth watching. I'm also watching. Oh God, what are the other shows I'm watching? Can't remember off the top of my head. My brain's died. Revenger, Dan Machi, To Your Eternity. I'm enjoying season 2 of that. And there's one other show that I'm watching as it's coming out. I can't remember off the top of my head. But that was an interesting list. I'm definitely going to check out Bocchi the Rock at some point and that Gundam Ring of Mercury. And yeah, I agree with Mob Psycho being in the S tier. It was so freaking good. And I need to watch Bleach. And I need to catch up with My Hero Academia. There's just so much anime out there, guys. It's unreal. Anyway, thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video I upload, link in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month with the last split channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you guys very much for that. And thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know that you watch this in future videos. And I'll see you guys, all you guys, next time.